Hi. In these notes, we're going to go over the physics journal notes about force of gravity. So our guiding question here is how can you calculate the force of gravity? The the force of gravity, which is also called the weight, weight and force of gravity are the same thing. Depends on the mass of the object. So remember that mass is different than weight. By mass is the amount of stuff that you have versus weight or force of gravity um, is the how much the Earth pulls down on you, or yes, any planet pulls down on you. Okay, the force of gravity depends on the mass of the object and the gravitational field the object is in. So if we're in Earth, it'll be 9.8. It can be calculated using the following equation. So like the force of gravity is equal to mass times 9.8. Well, right, where g would be 9.8 as long as you're on the Earth, and it would be something else if you were on a different planet, right? So if you're on Jupiter, this number would get bigger. If you're on the moon, this number would get smaller. Right, so where m is the mass and g is the acceleration due to gravity. The unit uh, for force is called a Newton, and oh, sorry. So the unit for force is called a Newton. They're just to give you kind of an idea. So we're going to use newtons, not pounds, but like in the U.S., often we use pounds to, like for your weight. So we'll use newtons in physics, but just to give you kind of the idea of the conversion rate factor, it's about 4.5 newtons equal to 1 pound. So, all right. Now for example problems. So first one is just how much does a 34.5 kilogram gymnast weigh? Again, when we're talking about weight, we're really asking for the force of gravity. So it's pretty easy, right? We just use our force of gravity is equal to m times by g. That's just good. This is right. This right here is the mass, so that's 34.5 times by 9.8, and you get the force of gravity is equal to 338.1 newtons. So there you go. Next one, a 5 kilogram ball is attached to a string and hangs from the ceiling. Draw a force diagram for the ball. What is the tension in the string? So first up, um, right, we have for force diagram, you just draw the object as a dot. We would have the downward force of gravity. And because this object is just hanging there with an acceleration of 0, tension is going to be equal to that. So note I drew them both 3 squares on my diagram here to show that they're equal. I can calculate the force of gravity. It's just right. It's m times by g. So that is just going to be 5 times by 9.8. It's 49. In case you can't see it, there you go. And so then the tension has to be the same as this, right? They have to both be the same number, meaning because you have to have balanced forces, because it's just hanging from the ceiling, right? It's not accelerating up or accelerating down, so I need both of these forces to be the same. So both tension and gravity are going to be equal to 49 newtons. All right, that's it for these notes. Thanks for watching.